little bit of we can't have a Talking Nerds podcast without mentioning DEI, or Disney. They kind of correlate. Disney is stepping back from some DEI efforts as Trump takes power. We'll see how long that lasts. This change comes amid a campaign against programs intended to boost diversity in the private sector for allegedly violating civil rights laws. In a move to try and ensure that it doesn't wind up in the crosshairs of the Trump administration's campaign against DEI programs, Disney appears to be rolling back some of its DEI efforts. I love how that's the reason, not just like, oh, we really haven't been making a profit off of this garbage.
It's not like we haven't, made money on the last 12 projects or anything.
You think a company would want to make a profit, but I guess not. The entertainment giant, in its latest filings to regulators, scrubbed references to the Reimagine Tomorrow initiative, which launched in 2021. That's how long this has been going on. We kind of talked about that, but that is, it's just same old everything. With the purpose of
different day,
different tomorrow, year, with the purpose of amplifying underrepresented voices. It also didn't mention employee development programs and fellowships for underrepresented talent. So stupid. Talent is just talent.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to tell me there's no black people, and there haven't been black people in Hollywood until now. It's like Jennifer Lawrence saying she was the first female action star ever. Are you freaking kidding me?
It's delusional.
My favorite movies of all time is Alien and Aliens. So get out of here.
Sigourney Weaver.
Not that I like Sigourney Weaver, but I like Ripley.
You do in those movies.
I like Ripley, the character. So, it also didn't mention employee. Okay, instead, noting an existing initiative intended to hire military veterans. The pivot was outlined in a note to employees sent Tuesday from Chief Human Resources Officer Sonia Coleman. It includes a new talent strategy factor to execute compensation planning that assesses how leaders, quote, uphold our company values, incorporate different perspectives to drive business success. Good joke right there. Cultivate an environment where all employees can thrive and sustain a robust pipeline to ensure long-term organizational strength. It is a robust pipeline, but not in a good way.
I want to know why Disney is afraid to make money, or where they're getting money so where they can lose money to the public. You know what I mean?
It's like BlackRock and all these big companies who are pushing these DEI initiatives, and they're the ones funding everything. They're the backers.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to be losing money in all of this too, because
somebody's
can't pay them back if they're not making money themselves.
Yeah.
Unless the payoff was what they thought they might get last November, which in the case they didn't get paid.
There was this movie trailer that came out for this I forget what it's called, but it was a black female president. And I'm like, this is so funny. Like, you on one hand you have Brave New World with the Trump president, what they think about Trump, and then you have a movie that they was going to release this year because they thought this was the person who was going to be president this year.
Yeah,
it's G20? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, G20.
Yeah, right.
Something
the
like
G20 summit or whatever.
Yeah,
she's a black woman president, and not only that, like, you don't stop there. She's also like a BA.
Oh yeah,
tactical fighter.
She's that's what's her face from Suicide Squad. Amanda Waller. Yeah, that's Amanda Waller.
She's a POC. She's a POC Mary Sue.
Wait. Yeah, Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. Yeah.
But Viola.
Maybe this is an origin story from Amanda Waller.
Yeah, her.
We don't need origin stories anymore.
And she was the Woman King too. Remember that?
Oh,
yeah.
So the queen.
I totally saw that movie.
No, the Woman King.
I saw that movie, definitely.
Isn't it so, like, we'll talk about this later when we talk about Captain America, but like they can't find success in their own characters or their own identity. They have to be, the women have to be men to be better. That's so counterintuitive to your movement, but okay. Black men have to take white men's characters because somehow they're better.
It's like that
Doesn't make any
meme
sense.
where it shows like the two buttons. It was like women should be equal to men.
Yes.
Men are trash.
And the guys, the eyes are like going both ways. Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely counterintuitive, but it's the woke mind virus for a reason. The changes come amid an escalating drive by the government against DEI programs hosted by private companies. President Trump has issued an executive order directing investigation of allegedly illegal DEI policies. Illegal DEI policies for violations of federal civil rights laws, though it remains unclear what he's referencing among other changes. Is that true? That it's unclear what he's referencing? That's I don't know about that. Oop.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I can't say.
The pressure from the government to eliminate programs that exclude certain groups on the basis of race, not true. That's not true. Like what? It's not excluding anybody.
Yeah, that's...
You need to do better.
You need to do better, Senator.
That's really all it is. Are you a good actor? Great. You're hired.
You're hired. Are you not?
Not
You're
only
fired.
Not
Go
only
get
just
better
are
and
you a
come
great
back.
actor, but do you
Be
fit
good,
this
scrub.
role? Or are we changing the role to fit you?
It's
And
like
then it's still bad.
Gaming is honestly one of the greatest examples of how DEI doesn't work, because they make what?
Sorry, the gaming industry. I don't know if you guys saw the news today. The gaming industry is just awful all around.
Oh yeah,
with jobs. So I don't know if you saw this, Biggie, but Marvel Rivals, one of the hottest games.
That. Yep.
They fired their lead game director and the team that built it after finding success. So everybody on X are memeing. They're like, make a bad game, get fired. Make a great successful game, get fired. Like, you can't win. So
you really can't.
I don't know if you really want to use the gaming.
Well, I was more gonna say like I guess not the people making the games. I meant more like the culture around it. Like you create a game that's like Dragon Age Veilguard, for instance. The hardcore mode was just really basically easy mode. And it was just a really poorly put together game that they think is like, this is hardcore gaming. And that kind of like, that's what's happening. And then of course it gets memed to death and then the game doesn't do well. It's like, no, you can't just get away with this. Like,
yeah,
you actually have to make a good game for gamers to actually want to play it.
And it's also easier to self-insert yourself into games.
Right.
Which we see all the time.
Yeah. And that's a big problem for Captain America, this new movie, because one of the lines that Bucky uses is, Steve was the person that everybody could look up to, but you are someone they can aspire to. And it's like, that makes zero sense at all. You know, first of all, he's actually not somebody who can really aspire to be, because he's given all this stuff for free. He's getting like all the Avengers tech. He's getting Iron Man tech. He's getting Wakandan tech, Captain America's shield. He's getting Ant-Man's helmet for some reason. He's an amalgamation of all the Avengers. He is the Avengers.
He is the Avenger.
That's not something your average Joe can just aspire to. You know, that's DEI at work in freaking the Avengers.
That's some
Yeah, like,
privilege right there. If I may
Steve
say so.
Rogers earned it.
The whole point of him being Captain America is because of who he was. The serum really doesn't matter. It only exemplifies who you are as a person.
Right.
That's why he was worthy to pick up Thor's freaking hammer, because he's a good person. And this stupid movie is trying to convince us that somehow Sam Wilson is a better pick for Captain America than freaking Steve Rogers.
I'm sorry, but I don't remember Sam Wilson picking up Mjolnir.
No, and he never will. The day he picks up Mjolnir, I'm done. I'm done. I'm never watching another Marvel movie again.
Bookmark it.
Yeah.
I guess they can't get out of that one since Mjolnir is, well, it was destroyed. Okay, actually, no, they put it back together. So I guess
just like Chris Evans will be back because everything is retconned in comics. They'll always be back.
Captain America
because
will
at
be
the end
back.
of the day, DEI doesn't sell anything.
Also, I realized going back, they did that ever since phase 1. Like the so-and-so will be back in, so-and-so will be back in. Like they did it from the very beginning. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they did. Another thing on that, like Steve Rogers is someone to aspire to if you are a good person and you have good qualities, because he was just a normal person. He was a scrawny little kid from Brooklyn who just never gave up. And he was tested. That's how he became Captain America. He's the one who jumped on the freaking grenade. That was like, he didn't have powers back then. He didn't have a suit that could fight the Red Hulk somehow. He didn't have anything. He was just a scrawny little kid, and he made that sacrificial because of his character. That was who he was. And again, the serum only made him more of who he is.
Gosh, yeah, just thinking through this, I know we'll get into this, but literally Bruce Banner Hulk fought Iron Man, and he
barely survived.
Barely beat Hulk.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the freaking flagpole alone. This movie's a joke.
Yeah,
this movie's a joke.
I don't think I think that was a core memory for me of like, no, like literally the flag like comes swinging through, he catches it, and I literally like step back and I look at Nick, and he does the same exact thing at me. I think that's a core memory for me. I don't know about you, Nick Buffalo, but I was like, we had the same exact thought at the same exact time. We like
I think everybody did. I mean, that is ridiculous.
It was awful.
Yeah.
All that to say, though, DEI doesn't work, and this movie shows it pretty plain. So, but we'll get into that. Let's get through this. Although a chunk of the private sector started shying away from explicitly mentioning race in those initiatives before Trump's inauguration, the withdrawal escalated when he took office. Meta, Amazon, and Google have started eliminating diversity programs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Disney, like most other companies, doesn't explicitly mention race in its DEI objectives, although it's very clear. In favor of underrepresented, it's the same picture. It's the same picture. Corporate wants you to tell the difference between these two. It's the same.
They're the same.
Its concerns revolve around the possibility that these programs, including one requiring that at least half of producers and writing staff come from underrepresented groups. I mean, gosh, that's so racist. It's so racist. Establish discriminatory hiring quotas.
I mean, at what point are they not going to be underrepresented because they're forcefully being represented so much?
And you have to have like 3 different diverse qualities to make you, to qualify. You can't just be gay.
It's not enough to just be gay anymore.
Yeah. Sorry. Better luck next time.
So long, gay boy.
So long. That's exactly what came to mind. The memo from Coleman notes that it's rooted in our efforts to enhance our employee experience and marks the evolution of the significant work done with Reimagine Tomorrow. In the securities filing, the company still notes an executive incubator and creative talent development program intended to promote individuals from underrepresented groups.
Why is it in quotes?
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop.
Underrepresented.
Get
It's like
some help.
you don't even believe it yourself. You gotta quote it.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Because it's so fluid. They don't want to like make it for sure because they're like, well, it could change tomorrow.
Yeah. I'd say white people are underrepresented now at this point.
Definitely the males.
Yeah. Other changes are being contemplated. One target, content advisors implemented in 2020 on classic Disney. And classic Disney animated and live action titles like Peter Pan, The Aristocats, and Dumbo, according to a person familiar with the situation who notes that it will move from the beginning of movies to an informational tab. Yeah. I remember that when that happened. That was Peter Pan. I think that was the one I heard about it, where it's like,
oh yeah, the notice.
There might be some some content in here that is
offensive,
hurtful, or outdated or whatever. Yeah, that's why they came out with that Peter Pan movie.
I forgot about
Wendy,
Peter Pan.
Wendy and the Lost Boys or whatever.
Boys, girls.
Yeah.
Right?
Ugh, that was so bad. That was horrible. I
I
never watched it, but just the trailer alone, I'm like,
I know. Again, one of those movies that I just forgot existed.
There's so much sludge out there now. It's just, it's hard to keep up with it all. The situation. Okay. Yep. The notice states this program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment. There you go. Of people or cultures, like the Indians in Peter Pan. Apparently, Disney Plus has put warnings about outdated cultural depictions on its film titles since launching, but the latest language went a step further in cautioning against racist and culturally insensitive depictions in its movies. The studio consulted with a third-party advisory council that included groups like the African American Film Critics Association, Coalition of Asian Pacifics in Entertainment, and GLAAD, among others. You know what's funny too? Like they won't. It's like, okay, if you don't like it, why not just take it off your platform then? But they'll never do that because then somebody else will try to, somebody else people will pirate it or whatever, just to watch it. And then they don't want that, of course, because then they're losing money on their product. But their product's racist, though. Can't win.
Oh, man.
In recent years, Disney has been criticized by conservatives for adding racially diverse and gay characters in movies.
That's not totally true. That's a misrepresentation.
It is a misrepresentation. We're criticized for putting only racially diverse and gay characters in movies.
Or bad acting diverse and gay characters.
Or replacing normally
normal people.
No, let me finish. Replacing normally non-diverse and straight characters with
heteronormative.
I'm not racist, I swear.
That's racist.
Let me finish.
In a November 29 interview at the New York Times Dealbook event, weeks after the Marvels underperformed in its box office, how dare we not give it more money? Bo en route to $206 million globally. How do you project that? Disney CEO Bob Iger acknowledged the impact of Disney's culture war critics on its operations. Yeah, it's their fault. Creators lost sight of what their number one objective needed to be. We have to entertain first. It's not about messages.
That is the most hypocritical thing that he could say.
He is a liar. So yeah.
Well, he said they lost sight. I think that's true.
That's
We weren't even looking at it.
true.
We were
Gaslighting.
blind, actually. Blinded by DEI.
Oh, thank goodness it's almost over. Last year, Disney's DEI programs came under attack by Stephen Miller's America First Legal Foundation, which claimed that initiatives to boost diversity and inclusion violate civil rights laws and have tanked the entertainment's giant's value. At the time, the entertainment giant continued to fight a high-profile legal battle with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over control of its special tax district that afforded the company's special privileges in the state to control the land its sprawling theme parks sit on. Like America First, the Republican governor attacked the company for woke decisions around content. Also at play, a lawsuit filed by Gina Carano for discrimination and wrongful termination after she was actually fired from The Mandalorian over a series of social media posts. You can't say allegedly. She was.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, who commented that Iger should be fired immediately, go F yourself. That's what he said.
Yeah.
After Disney pulled ads from X, is funding the litigation. And she's doing really well.
Can't
So good
spell
for her.
Disney without DEI.
That's true.
Or DIE.
Or D's nuts.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I mean, what do you take from that? Hollywood's, they're still mad about it.
The Hollywood Reporter. I could kind of taste the salt in this article from from Winston Cho.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you're in power, it's attack, and when you're on the defense, it's like, oh, we're being attacked, like poor us.
Wink, 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 wink. Deflect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Captain African American when he's fighting the Red Hulk. Deflect.
Just talk him down.
Yeah.
Sun's
Yeah,
getting
he's
real
a
low, big
social
guy.
worker. Captain Social Worker.